really hard to film an intro. What do I say? Hi! That's the only way that I feel like I want to come on here is to be like, yeah! Hi. If you're new here, my name is Crystal. I go by Plans with Crystal. And I did an oopsies, a big one, with my string of hearts. So I have my string of hearts and I've had this plant for a long time and I went to water it and I watered it upstairs and I did not drain it out when I watered. So I had it in my sink and I had a tray underneath and I watered thoroughly, and then I did not go and remove the pot from underneath it, like the catch pot. And by the time I realized, it was like 16 hours later, because I watered in the morning, I came back at night and noticed it was still sitting in the wetness for that long. Starting to see more yellowing on these leaves. I've had a few that have been a little soft like this. And this soil is still pretty wet. Wanted to sniff? I've trained him to not mess with my plants. So he likes to give a little sniff and he moves on. She does need a trim too, so I just want to give a little zhuzhin, a little maintenance. And hopefully we don't have rot. Let me go see what's going on with her.
Check, check. Plante, check, check, check. I'm so disappointed. I cannot believe that I did that. What kind of plant mom am I? I just let my kids swim in the pool for over 14 hours. There's no way for you to know what's going on until you get down below. There's no other option. I could smell it already. It smells extra moist. She is compact in here. Look, don't make me go in there and get you. I don't want to do this already. This is hard. That's a lot of roots for a plant like this. Usually a string of hearts or any string plants, like string of things plants, their roots are very shallow. So I'm almost shocked. Are you shocked? Are you shocked? Sorry, I watch a lot of TikTok. I'm using my skewer stick to remove some of this old soil. This is actually very therapeutic. You put a good song on and you just go ham, you know? When I'm aerating or I'm removing soil, I'm not, that's a lot. It's a lot, right? I'm not doing that. Doing little bits at a time, little bit, working on the ends. Depending on the size of your plant, the soil removal is going to take a little bit. The roots, I got a little bit in my mouth. Actually, I think the smell is more of the soil and not so much of the roots. So, you know, that's good. We're looking like we have some really nice and healthy roots. The roots are good. They're not just ripping right off of the plant. So we're doing okay. Plants have just helped me to focus on something when sometimes the world feels very chaotic and it's busy or it's emotional or it's whatever it is. Just me, my hands in the dirt. Biggest tip when it comes to a string of things is trying not to break apart too much of the top. Once you break so much of the top off, it just kind of all melts away. It just breaks apart. So I'm focusing my attention more at the bottom, and I won't be removing as much of the soil on the top layer. Remember when I first got my hands on a string of hearts, I looked at the soil, I'm like, what are these balls growing in it? And they're tubers. They're also called bulbous, but that's just the structure of the roots. If you see balls in your plant, don't be alarmed. Some general care with my string of hearts is I allow it to sit under a grow light, and that grow light then hits the top of the plant. I found that when I had plants that were kind of shining more on the leaves versus the top, I would lose some of that fullness. So me personally, have it under the grow light. You could also have it in a window that gets a good amount of sun to the top of your plant. So the string of hearts or your string of plants, any of them, are like a succulent type plant. And most of the times they don't do well because of their watering. They don't like to sit in water, hence why I'm having this issue right now. And I actually recommend you potting them in a succulent mix. So with my succulent potting mix, I have a few videos on it, like shorts and things and short videos. But the mix that I use is the spoma, and then I add some bonsai jack gravel to it to make it a little bit grittier. And I'm using some bonsai pumice, and the pumice stone that's in my mix is actually a lot smaller than some of the pumice stones that I have found. So I was happy to find some smaller pumice. I'm in a smaller town here in Indiana, so I have to order a lot of my things on Amazon. So whenever I'm recommending products, especially like soil type stuff, I try and recommend the products that I find closer to me, because I understand that not everybody can go and order things. If you want to just go pick something up at the store, I want it to be accessible to you as well. I thought it was going to be worse, honestly. I thought it was going to be worse, but this plant was just, you know, giving me a wake-up call and telling me, hey, I'm going to need you to not do that again, you heifer, because that's not all right. So I actually don't have any rot that I see, at least. They like to be snug like a bug. They want to be in a smaller space. I'm going to keep it the same. I just wanted to refresh. The little layer at the bottom is like a lasagna. Base layer there. And fill her up. I love this cup because it has just a point, and it makes it so much easier just to get in there with the soil. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Come in a set with other succulent tools or other plant tools, so I will link that down below. You shake it all up in it. I know, it's like a roller coaster. You look a mess. Okay, let's water and we'll figure the rest out.
And my mic went out, but I just watered thoroughly and I put it back in its original pretty pot. And I think it's time. I don't want to do that. It needs to be done. Hearts are just growing smaller and smaller as they grow. Just like you and I can do really well with just a trim to your hair every so often, so can your plants. Oh my god, my baby! It actually like really hurt my heart. I think I'm gonna propagate it in water. You're so sassy. I will probably be here for another hour untangling all these hearts. So yeah, thank you for joining me on this a journey of the hearts. Hopefully I will see you again next week with another plenty video, but thank you so much for being here. That's all I got. I'm working on my outros, as you can tell. Bye.